And I'm obviously here with another episode of the Baydzone podcast show. Now, this edition is not a interview edition. It's got no interview in place. This is just a news and rumours edition. Obviously, there's been a lot of rumours lately, and I am very late to this because I was going to speak about it when it first hit, but things had been going on, and yeah. It looks like, and what the rumours are saying right now, it looks like Paige, her career might be over. Now, she said nothing, as far as I know. When I checked Twitter last, she hadn't said anything. I'm actually going onto her Twitter page right now to see what the hell is going on there. But she hasn't said anything for days. The last thing she said was truth. See, look at that. It's the last thing she said was truth, and that's 2 days ago. And since then, that news is broke. That the rumours, she might be retiring. And if that is the case, it is very, very sad. Not just sad, it's very, very unfortunate, because that would probably have to be one of the worst returns you could have, is to come back from injury only to be re-injured again, but in an even more severe way, to the point where you pretty much are done and you can't ever really come back and have a career and can't do the things that you wanted to do. It's a shame. It's a huge shame, because I didn't think that this was in her future. I didn't think it was really in, in any wrestler, that they would say that that's not in their future. And they would think it's not in their future, right? And you're going to have to give me a second, guys, because my fucking webcam is being an absolute fucking stupid shit. Give me a minute. I'm going to try and fix this crap. Yeah, I have no idea. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it off, then back on. Alright, cool. Sweet. But yeah. See, my webcam does that sometimes. It's really odd. But it's a real shame to see that this might be Paige's future. Just having to, get to the age of 25, then retire. Now, this could be true. This could be real. This could be a real disastrous thing that, people go, oh, damn, and then we move on, and, they scrap the whole Absolution thing, or they keep it going with just Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, aka Daria Baronetto, who was the original name, and it would suck. Obviously it would suck, because the whole Absolution thing right now has sucked really bad, and I've hated it. It's been one of the worst storylines I've seen in a long time. And I'd hate Paige to go out like that. I'd hate her to go out like this. Like, this be her last final thing. Oh yeah, comes in with Absolution, this really awful team that's pretty much been copied by another team on SmackDown. And, yeah. It seems like a real shame. Real damn shame. But this also could be a work. You got to keep that in mind, guys, that remember when they tried to do the whole Mark Henry thing? And they're like, oh, Mark Henry's going to retire from in-ring competition, and he come to Raw, and he was like, yeah, no, he had you fooled. What if they're just trying to build up rumours to try and make it seem like Paige is gone, and then they're going to capitalise on those rumours, and then they're going to be like, okay, we're going to keep our mouths shut, and then on Raw we're going to announce about it, we're going to talk about it, and then we're going to come out and then act like we're going to retire or something, or we're just not going to show up and no one's going to hear anything, and then we're just going to attack someone out of nowhere. I don't know. It is hard to know, really, with WWE these days, because they could do anything. It could go anywhere. There could be any reason why this is going on. Like, I imagine that she would have issues because of her neck injury. I imagine that she would have stuff that she deals with, but I don't know. I don't know the severity of it, and no one's confirmed anything yet. WWE, if they were really retiring her, I think they would have said something sooner. They would have been like, oh yeah, I think they would have had to have not dragged it out. Like, they could have announced it on Raw, like say, okay, this next Monday on Raw, Paige is going to come out and have a retirement farewell speech like Daniel Bryan and like Edge, like everyone that's ever had that moment where they get to retire and actually have a moment to be with the fans and say, it's unfortunate that it had to end early, but it obviously has to end early, and thank you for the memories, and bid you farewell, goodbye. Then she'd go into a backstage role or something. I don't know, she could be a fucking interviewer, she could be like an assistant general manager, she could be anything really. She could be an announcer, which I don't really see that she'd be very great for it, but she could do it. You know, they've let Lita do it before. They've let her get on the announcer booth with JR, so they could get Paige in there to do some work here and there, and they could get her down to go to NXT, and she could, I don't know, maybe work as like the leader of the women's division down there, where she can be the one in control of making the matches for the women or something. I don't know. This is just me thinking of ideas at the top of my head of things that Paige could do if she retires. You know, they could completely cut her. They could cut her completely and then just be like, oh yeah, we're just going to give her like a special Hall of Fame induction next year or in a couple of years' time if they feel she's worthy of it. But yeah, it depends really. It depends with what they want to do and really how severe the situation is, because it might not be as severe as everyone's making it out to be. We could be getting worked, and it could be a whole big fake. Now, in other news and rumours, let's look up WWE and let's see what's going on in the rumour mill. We're going to go to cage side seats, because cage side seats seem to have all the news. Alright. Next pay-per-view on the WWE schedule is the Royal Rumble event, set to take place on Sunday, January 28th, 2018 at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. Okay. The company's annual beginning of the year showcase featuring the most popular gimmick match. It will crown the next #1 contender to either Raw or the SmackDown World title. And this year, the women get a Rumble too. We know that. It's 2 weeks away from the gates opening in the city of brotherly love, and it looks like we have the complete card. Okay, so you got the Royal... Okay, this is the card for Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble men declared so far is John Cena, Finn Balor, Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura, Elias, Baron Corbin, Woken Matt Hardy, Bray Wyatt, Aiden English, Rusev. Royal Rumble women so far has been declared Asuka, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, Sasha Banks, Nia Jax, Bayley, Naomi, Natalya, Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, Mickie James, Tamina Snuka, Lana, Carmella, Becky Lynch, and as you can hear, there is no Paige set for that Royal Rumble women's event. So it might be bad. You don't know. You don't know until WWE confirms it and until Paige confirms it. Brock Lesnar versus Kane versus Strowman. Alright, so we have that. Then you got AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in a handicap match. This is a handicap match, and the idea is if either Owens or Zayn win, they are both champion. That is odd. That is very odd. If they both win, they're both the champion. That's really odd. Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan versus Cesaro and Sheamus. I find this really shit. Why did this have to happen? Why did Seth Rollins have to be put with Jason Jordan? You know, it's weird how around Mania time sometimes you get all the injuries happening. We've got Dean Ambrose out. He might be missing Mania. We've got Paige out. Seemingly. Not confirmed. But apparently she's out. Forever. The Usos versus Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. 2 out of 3 falls match. Done because they had so many screw finishes to matches of late. Enzo Amore versus Cedric Alexander. Alright. For the Cruiserweight title. United States Championship Tournament Final. Okay. So this is what it says. SmackDown is currently running a tournament to crown a new US champion after Ziggler vacated the title and left town. Winner of Xavier Woods versus Jinder Mahal will face the winner of Bobby Roode versus Mojo Rawley. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Bobby Roode versus Jinder Mahal at Royal Rumble for the United States title. There's no other way around it, really. You're not going to put Mojo Rawley versus Xavier Woods on Rumble. You're not going to put Mojo Rawley versus Jinder Mahal at Rumble. You're not going to fucking put Jinder Mahal versus Mojo Rawley. It's not going to work. You got to have fucking Jinder Mahal versus Bobby Roode. That's the match. That looks to be the entire card, although the Observer noted WWE could add another match to the kickoff show because it's 2 hours long. Yeah, they probably will. They'll probably add the Bludgeon Brothers and fucking Breezango or some shit like that. No surprise there, though. I really don't expect them to leave them out. Even if there's a 2-hour kickoff, they need to really add something for that. But also other rumours is Roman Reigns might be winning the Royal Rumble. Which would be a disaster. You know, they could shake things up completely and make it interesting. They could have Matt Hardy win the Rumble, and he could go on for the WWE title at Mania, or the Universal title. He could, like, it could be like an underdog story, like the old battered veteran going in for the big top belt, and you know, could be interesting. It could be new, fresh, completely new feud. Lesnar versus Hardy. That's a true underdog story, because Roman Reigns is not an underdog. He's just not. He's the big dog. You know, it's like Hulk Hogan. It's like, you know, this guy's definitely going to win. It's like John Cena. You know that normally John Cena's going to win. You know, they've cooled off on that a bit in recent days, but Roman Reigns is that, man. He's pretty much a made man all the time. He's a made man. He's not gonna ever not be a made man. He's basically always getting coronated at every Mania. Well, like Cena did, like Hogan did. He's pretty much the new fucking Hogan and Cena. They've got their top guy, their top babyface, their top dude that they want everyone to cheer, but nobody wants to cheer because they know the formula. Triple H apparently confirmed the rumours of Ronda Rousey and him going out to dinner, and that they're finalising the WWE deal. mixed match challenge is coming soon. Rooms for the day. Ronda Rousey, Triple H, dinner meeting news that TMZ reported was set up so that they could get publicity for her pending arrival in WWE. Oh, okay, so that's interesting. According to Wrestling Inc., Raw 25 will feature WWE airing 2 hours from the Barclays Center and 1 hour from the Manhattan Center. Okay. They're also saying WWE is going to be filming backstage, likely for a documentary on the big show. What else is there? Charlotte and Bobby Roode were put together in a mixed match challenge, so they could be called the Robe Warriors, according to Dave Meltzer in the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter. The Observer and PW Insider note that Ricochet is expected to sign with WWE anytime, and an announcement on as much could be coming very soon. Ricochet in WWE. He's a great talent. Amazing. One of the best. But you put him in WWE and he might fail. Because the nature of the beast. WWE could fuck him up. They could screw up the storyline and the character of Ricochet. So many things could go wrong. So many things could go wrong. But if you put him in NXT and he has a... You know, you could do what you did with Styles. You could put him in the Rumble and he could come out at the Rumble, make a big splash, you know. Get everyone talking like, wow, oh my god, you know, Ricochet's here, and he could do really well in the Rumble like Styles did. And then people are talking, they're buzzing, you know. Then you're basically forced to either give him a really good role where he starts having good matches on Raw or SmackDown, like AJ did with Jericho and all these other guys, and winning them. You could do it on SmackDown, Raw, you could do it on NXT. You could even get him to come out in the Royal Rumble, and he could go to NXT. Because I'm assuming he won't win it if he comes in at the Rumble. If he comes out at the Rumble, he won't win it. You're not going to get Ricochet coming in off the indie scene, winning the Royal Rumble, and then going up to face either Styles or Lesnar. As much as that would be amazing and such a story, you're not going to get it. Like, it would be amazing to see that sort of storyline happen. Guy comes off the indie scene, makes himself a made man by winning the Royal Rumble on his first night in the company, goes to the main event of Mania at like within 3 months, fighting for the WWE title against Styles or fighting against Brock Lesnar for the Universal. That's even more of a stretch because it's fucking Brock Lesnar for one, and also it's the Universal title and Raw and Vince McMahon, and we know how Vince loves Roman, and we pretty much know that Vince is not going to choose anyone else over Roman Reigns to fight for that top spot, you know, at Mania. You know, no one else is going to main event that show but Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. That's going to be the closer of the show, I guarantee you. If they get Undertaker and John Cena, they could close the show, and they very well should. Because if they are going on last, and that's the match, and they do finally finalise that, that's got to go last. It has to. Because it's John fucking Cena, and it's The Undertaker, and it's the match that everyone has wanted for years. And not just that, it's a dream match, man, and it's possibly even Undertaker's retirement. Because if he's having this match and he's coming out of retirement for this, that's got to be it. That's got to be his last, man. That has to be. You know, WrestleMania 30 was in New Orleans, and he faced Brock Lesnar. He lost his streak there. Now, 4 years later, looks like he might have to lose his career there too. Just for history repeats itself. purposes. Because, yeah, you could get him to win the match. You could get him to win at New Orleans. You could do it. You could. You could get him to face John Cena, win at New Orleans. You could get him to lose to John Cena at New Orleans. It would really make no difference. You know, it would be pretty much, you know, the fans would love it, man, because they probably won't love the fact that John Cena won the match. They'll probably be like, fuck you, Cena, and everything. And just, you know what the fans are like, man. But they would love the spectacle to see John Cena in the ring with Undertaker. That's the match we wanted last year, but we got given Reigns, and you could just see how the fans hated it. You know, Roman couldn't even take Taker to a good match. He couldn't. It was just so fucking foreign. And, you know, there's that bit where he tried to reverse the tombstone and do it, and they tried to do that spot, but Reigns couldn't pick up the Undertaker. And it was like, fuck. You know, now John Cena, anyone else probably would have. Triple H was able to do it, and he was an older man. You know, he's not as built as big as Roman Reigns. Triple H could fucking do it. You know, even CM Punk, I'm pretty sure, did that move where he did the tombstone reversal, and he did it to Undertaker. He's a skinny CM Punk. You know, Taker's packed on a bit of weight. I know he's gotten a bit older and he's a bit more stiff, and he's not as lenient in helping with the moves. Like, he doesn't lean himself up further back or whatever, because he's trying to be as flexible as he used to, but he's not able to do that. But you know, Roman did drop the ball there, that move, and you could see there was quite a lot of botches, and the match fell off, and it just didn't feel like a good way that a guy should retire. Personally, I don't think it was perfect. People said, oh, the way it felt like it was meant to be, you know, and all these people, like, I hear these other podcasters out there like JD say, oh, it was so fitting of a retirement, you know, leaving his stuff in the ring and the whole spectacle of it all and walking out. It didn't feel... It felt watered down and like a sad day. It felt like, fuck. I don't feel like this is a good way to end a story. Like, when I was watching that at WrestleMania 33 Live, I was like, what a shit way to end the pay-per-view. You're going to get a guy that everyone hates, that doesn't even want... You know, none of the fans want this guy to be champion. None of the guys want this guy to even face The Undertaker because they know what you're fucking doing. And then you get him to be the guy that retires, or potentially retires, The Undertaker. You know, they could have been like, okay, get Reigns in there to retire The Undertaker. Retire him, right? And Undertaker could have been like, okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make them all think I retire, you know. They'll all think I retire, you know, and I'll give him that moment where, you know, he's beaten me, and it looks like I retire, but then a year later I'll come out of retirement and have my big match with Cena or some bullshit like that. That could have been the plan. They could have done that. But you know what I think would be really, really interesting and really, really newsworthy, something that would really just, you know, I know that this would probably annoy some people, and people would be like, fuck this, we've already seen this, and people would probably get annoyed. You know, they'd probably be like, oh, fuck, man, why? But what if, at New Orleans, 4 years later, you have The Undertaker come out Raw 25, the 25th anniversary of Raw, and he comes out and says, I'm going for one last run. I'm entering myself into the Royal Rumble, and I'm going to win the Royal Rumble. I'm going to go to WrestleMania, and I'm going to take the Universal title off Brock Lesnar and avenge my loss 4 years before. Now, you could do that. You could get The Undertaker to come out of retirement, go into the Rumble. You could win the Rumble, go to WrestleMania for one last clash with Lesnar, And then you got the bigger ultimate underdog story, because The Undertaker has never cleanly beat Brock Lesnar. Never. You know, when he was young, he never could. And as The Undertaker got a bit older, they had to do that whole shitty screwy booking finish at SummerSlam where he did the low blow, and then, you know, Lesnar passed out but didn't tap out. You know, he couldn't even pin Lesnar. And then you have him winning at Hell in a Cell. There's so many times where Brock Lesnar has beat The Undertaker, it pretty much spells ultimate underdog story. Even though they say he's the dead man, the Phenom, he's the Undertaker, he is pretty much the fucking underdog. And Brock is the beast that rules his yard all the time whenever you get them in the ring. Now that could be an idea. They could book that, and I actually would be kind of excited for it, because, you know, Brock Lesnar has always beat The Undertaker. And the possibility that they could book a rematch of the century in the same venue 4 years later from where it happened, where he lost his streak. They could even add in a weird stipulation where it says, if The Undertaker wins, and this is just me saying, you know, this is me just thinking of ideas at the top of my head. Vince McMahon could even say, okay, you know, to raise the stakes a bit more, if The Undertaker wins, every loss he's had at Mania prior will be erased from history. And that puts more pressure on Lesnar's shoulders to win. You know, that puts, you know, you get segments with Roman Reigns approaching Lesnar backstage saying, you better fucking beat him, I'm not having my win at Mania erased. And you could have everyone else just, like, him, Lesnar, you know, because Lesnar's the only guy, really, and Roman Reigns, the only two losses he's had. You could have, like, Roman Reigns walk up to him and be like, you better fucking beat him. You know, otherwise you can have me to deal with, and then you could have that whole tension there. So, it is an idea. And they don't have to do it, and I could see why they wouldn't want to. They'd want to do something fresh and new. They'd want to do Cena and Taker to keep the fans happy. But another way to catch the fans out of nowhere and make them real happy would be giving The Undertaker a massive send-off to the point where it's like spectacle. You know, ultimate underdog story. Undertaker goes to the Royal Rumble, goes into Mania at the same venue where he lost his streak to face Brock Lesnar. And, you know, you could have it in the match where it looks like The Undertaker's getting fucked up. He looks like he's about to lose. Pretty much like WrestleMania 30, but then he just keeps kicking out. And you can see that he's digging a bit deeper and a bit harder than what he usually would. Like he has, like, because recently with the WrestleMania 33 match with Roman Reigns, he didn't kick it. He only took about 3 spears, and that 3 or 4 spears, and that did him. You know, and I thought it would do a bit more because, you know, with Triple H and everyone else, it took them like 5 pedigrees or more than that, a lot of moves to beat The Undertaker, and they didn't even beat The Undertaker. It was like they tried and none of it worked, and The Undertaker kept kicking out, and then he would win after like 2 or 3 tombstones, and it was like always a war. Now they could book like the final, last, biggest war of Undertaker's career and have it against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, where it could be no holds barred. They could have him inside Hell in a Cell. It could be anything, man. And they could just have them both go to town on each other, where pretty much they use chairs, everything. It could be reminiscent of WrestleMania 27 and the end of an era, Hell in a Cell, where they're just beating the shit out of each other with chairs and all kinds of stuff. And it even just moves everything, man. Like, because I'm hearing that, and everyone that has said anything about The Undertaker, they said when they seen him backstage, he's in the best shape of his life that he has been in a long time. Really shocked me. He looked like he was ready to go, ready to wrestle again. Because Brother Love has now said that, as well as Jerry the King Lawler. So, hey, it's a possibility. It's a possibility. They can either do the typical stereotypes, and this is what it could be. They could, and here's what I'm thinking. They could do what we're thinking they're all going to do, and they could book Roman Reigns to win the Rumble or win some match to go face Lesnar, because it's pretty much what's been said is going to happen a long time. Could be Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns for the Universal title, and I'm pretty sure it will be. Or they could make it be a shocking thing. You could have Kane or Strowman take the Universal Championship off of Brock Lesnar at Royal Rumble, which I highly doubt will happen. You could get Kane or fucking Strowman to walk into Fastlane or Mania with the belt. And yeah, you could have like a new champion walking into the event. I'm pretty sure there won't be. So that idea of Strowman versus anyone else would be off the table. So I'm thinking what they're probably going to have to do is they you know, what would be cool is if Undertaker went to Mania to face Lesnar. Shit, you're not, man. I know that he hasn't been in the greatest of shape of the last few years, but if you're going to get him to come out at Raw 25, if he's going to be in the Rumble and all this sort of shit, and you're going to give him one last run, then why not have him in the title match? You know, you could put him against John Cena, and I'd love to see that as a fan. I would love to see it. You know, because I've never seen it before, and that's a great match. But I feel like that's probably meant for a different event, different venue. You know, I know they could definitely do it at that venue. But if Brock Lesnar's at that venue and he's a champion, and you know, ever since he beat the Undertaker, Brock Lesnar's been the beast. He's been the guy, the top guy to beat. He's been that dude that held the championship for a long time, a few years, because he held the title most of 2014, since SummerSlam time, and then he went to Mania 2015. He lost the belt to Rollins because he pinned Roman Reigns after cashing in Money in the Bank. Rollins held the belt up until injury, and then Lesnar won it. Well, he won the Universal title after that. But yeah, you can see, man, you can just see that Lesnar's been the guy, you know, and it's been pretty rare for anyone to beat him, and if they have, it's either been in a triple threat match or it's been under not clean finishes, you know. So I'm thinking that if you do Taker versus Lesnar, it's an ultimate underdog story, whereas Roman Reigns, that's not an underdog story because he beat fucking Undertaker. It's not an underdog story. Yeah, you can book everyone to kick out of the fucking... You can book everyone to go down to the first F5 and not kick out, but I've seen people kick out of it multiple times. You know, Roman Reigns has kicked out of it 3 times before, so it's not going to be a shock if I see Roman Reigns kicking out of it the first F5 at WrestleMania. It's going to be like, oh, cool, that's the first one. I wonder if he's going to make it to 4 or 5. I wonder how much they're going to do before Roman wins. That's how I'm going to be. when I'm watching the match. How many F5s are they going to make Roman kick out of before he wins the match? And how many spears is it going to take to put Lesnar away? You know, that's what I'm going to be thinking the whole time watching that match. I'm not even going to think, oh yeah, Lesnar's got a chance, because he doesn't. You know, he's part-timer. Everybody hates the part-timer. They don't want that sort of shit on the show. Costs more money, then you don't have the title around for a long time. Now they could try and build up the title more and actually have Lesnar beat Reigns at Mania and then continue to hold it for even longer time, and then do a long-term booking where it's like, I lost to him, you know, and then have that story of Reigns is finding it hard to beat Lesnar, but don't see WWE doing that. I just don't. It's something very foreign for them to do. They don't do that New Japan booking. But yeah, that's my idea right now. Anyway, like, they could do a really weird, crazy booking. They could do fucking Broken Matt. Broken Matt could win the Royal Rumble. You could have Broken Matt versus Strowman or Kane or Brock Lesnar. They can do anything really with that Universal title. I'm just hoping they can really start making the WWE title feel big again, like as big as the Universal title, because right now it seems like they're just giving all the big shit to the Universal Championship, if you know what I mean. Like, I think maybe this was on purpose, that they made Jinder Mahal the champion and gave us all these shitty rematches of Randy Orton. I think it was just to sort of deflate our momentum and our, you know, that feeling of, oh yeah, the WWE title's the big belt. Ever since that Jinder Mahal run, I feel like the WWE belt has taken a big back seat, and even I felt that the United States title was even bigger at one point. So it's like, you know, they need to get Styles to build the belt back up again and actually make it worth watching. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. This has been the Baydzone podcast show, and I've been talking about Paige's possible retirement. That's what's going around in the rumour mills right now. Everyone's talking about it. So it could be real, could be fake. Talked about possible outcomes to WrestleMania. I talked about a whole bunch of stuff about Ronda Rousey. So the deals are getting finalised, and they want to get publicity going and making everyone think that Ronda's coming soon, because she probably is, and she's probably going to be on Mania. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all soon. I'll probably do a Universe Mode stream later on tonight. We'll see. Peace out. Thank you. Hit the like, hit the subscribe if you enjoyed this. Please click that notification bell as well to keep up to date with everything that's going on here at the channel. I will do more episodes of the Baydzone podcast show soon. I will do interviews like I did recently of Lance Archer from NJPW. And yeah, comment as well. Which guests do you want to come on the show, man? Because it'd be interesting to know what you guys want. Anyway, peace out. Love you all. And goodbye.